What's up, everybody? Happy New Year. This year, I'm committed to uploading more. We're going to start off this year with a tier list. Longtime fans of the channel would probably remember the Certified Hood Classic. That was the tier list ranking every Smash character on hotness/cuteness. That's a classic video, and we're going to try to capture some of that energy in this tier list video today. So, you've read the title. Today we're going to rank MCU movies based on their theatrical release posters. The only rule for this tier list is that I use the posters that I saw on Wikipedia. And Wikipedia has never lied to me before. So the posters on Wikipedia are the real posters. I know these are small, so I'm going to put up images of them when I talk about them, where you can see the full thing. So yeah, without further ado, enough talking, let's get into it. So the first poster we're going to talk about is Ant-Man and the Wasp, and this gets a C tier. This has the Marvel problem of just too many guys on the poster. There are too many guys on the poster. Like, even when this is like upscaled to like something that you can see without straining your eyes, I didn't even notice that Michael Pena is on the poster, which, like, come on. This also has another Marvel problem with masked superheroes. When superheroes have masks, you gotta show them with the mask on and them with the mask off, and that takes up way too much space, I think. I don't know if it's like something that people like, but I personally would rather them have one or the other. Preferably the superhero guy, because that's what you come here to see. That's what I think anyway. Okay, next one is the best movie of all time, Ant-Man 1. Oh, right, for Ant-Man and the Wasp, goodness. I also think that the colors make it a tier above the rest. Not literally a tier in the list, but a slightly better than the rest of the Marvel movies. You see, all these movies, for the most part, are blue, but Ant-Man is red and yellow, and that's cool, so it gets points for that. Okay, next up we have Ant-Man, the first one. That's a solid B tier. The best movie of all time, like I said, and it has an alright poster. You got Ant-Man in the front and center. That's kind of all you have to worry about. The fact that Ant-Man is so prevalent and like not cluttered like he is in the previous poster makes the fact that there's too many guys a bit more forgivable. I just noticed Evil Bad Man, Yellow Jacket there. He's kind of just standing up there. I don't know. If the poster was just Ant-Man, I think it'd be better. Yeah. Alright. Next up we have Avengers Age of Ultron. This gets a D tier. There is just too much stuff in this poster. I don't know why they made it like this. The logo and all the cast take up like a good third of the bottom of the screen, which already limits the potential that you have, especially when there's like a billion characters in a movie. Like, I didn't even notice Nick Fury's on the poster when it was upscaled, and you have Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver crammed into the top right there, to the top right corner. And like, there's all this space above with all the robots, and like, I think that's Vision. I just noticed that there's Vision there, but like, you can do something with that. I don't care about the robots. Like, Ultron's not even on this poster. Nick Fury's kind of just there. I don't know, man. This poster just sucks, and they could have. They as you can see from the other Avengers posters, I feel like they can do a better job. Speaking of Avengers, we got Avengers Endgame. I think this gets a B and is above Ant-Man. We'll see. But this has all the guys on it again, but all the alive ones. So that's cool. It's purple instead of blue, so we got points for that. And I don't know, I like the lens flares. I think the only thing is that Thanos, it feels a bit like ham-fisted in. I don't know, if Thanos wasn't there, I feel like this poster still would be good. Would still like get people in the seats. Like, I don't feel like people forget that Thanos is in the movie. And him being in the corner just there, I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan, but it's still a good poster, I think. Next up, we have Avengers Infinity War. And I really like this one. This one has all the guys, but they're all smaller, which is good. We have the two big guns, Iron Man doing the Jesus pose. He's the father of the MCU. And like, Thanos is there being prominent. He's threatening, and you see all the superheroes there, and it's exciting. For me, Spider-Man is a bit distracting. Like, he's not the first thing that you notice, but like, when I see him, he's like kind of in the center above the Avengers logo, kind of just on a cliff by himself. I don't know, I feel like I can't not notice him. Like, I feel like it's a way for him, making him like the third biggest part of the poster, even though he wasn't that cemented in the MCU at the time. It's just that they know that Spider-Man's such a big draw. I don't know, but yeah, this is good. My friend said he didn't notice Spider-Man at all until I pointed it out, so maybe it's just a me thing, but solid poster, I think. Next up, we have another blue boy, Black Panther. Yeah, again, too many guys on the poster, but and it's blue, so yeah, but other than that, it just doesn't really commit any sins. So comparatively, this is like bog standard in the middle. I like the little decorations, the kind of tribalish decorations on the poster. It makes it feel like Black Panther, but I don't know, the way it is, it still reminds you that it's a Marvel movie, and you can take that as either a good or a bad thing. Next, we have Black Widow, who on this poster is not black. Man, that sounds bad, but I think this is a pretty good poster. Like, you have Black Widow and her little symbol, and that's kind of all you need. You have the other guys there, but they're so tiny that it's not really distracting, and you can take them out, the poster wouldn't change, but I think this one's pretty good. I think the pose is great, and yeah, I think this poster is about as good as it could have been. Alright, next up, continuing the A tier, is Captain America Civil War. This one is simple and it's iconic. It's just the guys standing up looking at each other, but I think that's all it needs to do, really. Like, I saw this poster and I was like, oh my gosh, shit's going down. It's like, you really feel a lot of tension and energy, like, that you just want to see explode, and you want to see all them fight at the airport specifically. So yeah, good poster, I think. Ruining that trend, we have Captain America, the First Avenger. I do not like this one, as you can see by me placing it in the C tier. It's too many guys, sure. Like, you can say, like, hey, it's like he's putting it under Ant-Man. You can see the similarities. Like, Cap and Ant-Man are doing the same pose. You still have all the guys behind him. The problem is, one, there are more guys and they're more noticeable, and two, there's an explosion. And I don't know, man. I think the explosion just pushes it over the top. This is early in the MCU. I guess they didn't know what they were doing as much, but yeah. I am not the biggest fan. Next, in the C tier, we have Captain America, the Winter Soldier. I put this in B tier. I was thinking to put this in B tier, but the more I look at it, the more I don't like it. Like, Captain America just being there is fine. But things that set it off for me is that I didn't see the Winter Soldier. It was in the poster at all, even when it was upscaled on Wikipedia. I didn't notice him. And like the fact that he's in the title of the movie and he's not like the biggest guy on the poster next to Captain America, that's silly. And what is the pose that Black Widow is doing? Like, what are you supposed to feel when you see that pose? I don't know, man. I am not a big fan of this poster. This poster is not that good. Alright. Next we have Captain Marvel, which I think is in the A tier. The colors are great. Captain Marvel pops out. It's just her on the poster, which is what these solo movies need. Like Ant-Man. Just show Ant-Man only, please. Like Black Panther, I get it. Like Michael B. Jordan, Lupita Nyong'o, and like the whole tribe. Like you kind of want to see them on the poster, but I don't know. Ant-Man and like other solo ones, like maybe Shang-Chi. You kind of just need one guy. I think one guy's good, and I think it's just really well. It has a lot of style, and honestly, this poster might be the first time anything Captain Marvel related is put in the A tier of anything, so yeah. Next up is Doctor Strange, top of the B tier. It's just one guy, again. I think my biggest problem with it is the kaleidoscope thing they do. They didn't go crazy enough with it. It's kind of just like in quarters. That's so tame. If you're gonna do it crazier. This poster should be crazier. The guy's name is Strange. He's a strange fella. This man be moving strange, but this poster be moving average, and I don't like that. But as a poster itself, it's good, and I don't think I should rank it lower for kind of squandering its potential. Next up, we got the first S tier poster, in my opinion. Eternals. This poster is like, it's just pretty. Like, it's like they just took a pretty photograph and put some guys on it, but I think it works. It makes this movie feel different and more artful than the rest of the Marvel movies. Like, all these other movies are just guys staring at you, like, I'm a superhero and I'm gonna do things. No, these just, they feel royal. They feel like they're supposed to make them feel above what we've seen in the MCU so far. I don't know how it is in the actual movie. I don't care. I will never watch Eternals. It looks so lame and boring, and I don't know if they want me to care about like 17 characters in the space of one movie. If you saw Eternals and liked it, I hate you, although I haven't seen it. I just like being a hater, that's all. Next up, we have Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, A tier. This one, there are 5 guys in the squad, so there gotta be 5 guys on the poster, but they're no more than 5 guys, so yeah, they're all posing dynamically. They're not just standing up with their arms to their side like Captain Marvel, like Ant-Man, like Captain America both times. So yeah, it's just a lot of flair and personality compared to the rest of the MCU posters. So this one is pretty good. Yeah, I will put Black Widow down here. We'll put it at near the top of A tier. Next is Guardians 2, which is more of Guardians 1, but with more colors. The more I look at it, the more conflicted I am on the colors. So it's a bit worse than the first one, I think, but it still hits the same beats as the first one. So I think it's pretty good in that respect. Alright, we have the origin of the MCU, Iron Man. This one is fine, I guess. Like, this one can get away with the fact that Iron Man is in his, you see Tony Stark and you see Iron Man, because it's like, I guess what else were you gonna put on the poster, really, at that time? But so they can get away with it there, because like I guess people just don't know who didn't know who Iron Man was that much at the time, so putting like recognizable actors on over half of it, that's fine. This poster is just fun. I don't really have anything to say about it. Next up we have Iron Man 2, and this gets in the C tier. I feel like the Captain America posters are like a bit worse than the Iron Man and the Iron Man 2 posters, but like it's not enough to make up a whole tier, so I guess these are in C plus and these are in C minus, so it's like half a tier gap between them. The problem with this one is that despite all the guys on the poster being laid out like pretty well, and not taking up a lot of clutter, we have Whiplash Hog out there just I'm here, but the problem is the explosion. I don't like the explosion. I feel like the explosion didn't need to be there. This would have been a B tier easier without the explosion. So yeah, I mean they grew out of it, I think. No more explosions in the posters after Captain America and Iron Man 2, so good on them. Next up, we have the best poster that's gonna be on this list, Iron Man 3. This just goes so hard. It's like this poster makes Iron Man feel like kind of like a zombie rising up from the earth or something. Like you see the battle damaged armor, all the armors flying around in the background. This movie feels big and it feels serious. This poster conveys a seriousness that I don't think any of the MCU posters do like at all. And like I want to watch Iron Man 3 based on this poster. Like I really want to see what this is all about. Then this is the only poster on this list that kind of does that for me. So yeah, Iron Man 3 is a really good poster, and I feel like more posters should just be like this. Be like just one guy doing something, and you're like, huh? What's he doing? You know? Like, I feel like they can do that more, especially if they're rolling out a bunch of new posters. Like, if the Blade poster isn't like a bunch of guys and it's just Blade doing some shit, like, that would be insane. I think I'd love that. Next up, we got Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings, and this gets a B tier. Again, there are a lot of guys on the poster, and then we have the bad guy, Shang-Chi. But I guess the weird thing about this poster to me is that you have them like taking up like about a half of the poster between them, but then at the bottom they're fighting. And I have no clue how to feel about that. I don't think I like it. It reminds me of the Iron Man 2 explosion, but it's kind of cooler because they're fighting and the colors clash, although the whole poster is still blue. I think the problem is that, like, you know that Shang-Chi's gonna get the rings, but it tells you on the poster, and I don't know. Maybe it doesn't matter, and maybe people just like seeing the cool guys fight. Maybe the cool guys fighting just should have been the poster. I feel like that would have worked. I'm not sure though. Next up, we got Spider-Man Far From Home. I don't like this poster. It's like okay. This gets a C tier. Like, they're just three guys standing up, so it's not cluttered, but I don't know. I saw a version of this poster with Zendaya to the left of Nick Fury, but if we were doing that, that would be in the D tier. But it's just so boring. There's not enough life. When you think of Spider-Man, you think of this young, wild energy, like web swinging is exciting. You're supposed to get a feel of excitement from these posters. There's a reason like a lot of the posters have him like climbing up walls or in the middle of action, because that's exciting. That's what you want. But these guy standing up and it doesn't feel like Spider-Man. You know, like, I just am not a fan. The poster feels more like Spider-Man than Peter Parker. It feels detached from the movie, I think. And I think, you know what, for that I'm gonna put it in at the top of D tier. I really don't like this poster. Okay, we're gonna do something super crazy. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. We're going to add a row below for this next one. And I feel like an old person not knowing how to work these, but Homecoming here, because this poster is so bad. It is terrible, and I hate it. So we have the Iron Man thing up here. We got Spider-Man, but instead of Peter Parker being the biggest person on the screen, Iron Man is the biggest person on the screen. I'm like, what? I feel like, I guess it's Iron Man casting a shadow over Peter, but like, that's something that Peter has to deal with. The movie is in Iron Man's shadow, and I feel like the poster make it seem like the movie's in Iron Man's shadow, and I feel like that's not true for the movie. I feel like Iron Man being so involved in the posters, not so much in the story, I think does these posters a disservice, and it makes it feel, again, less Spider-Man-y, and I'm not a fan. It makes it feel so detached. This also has a problem of the superheroes appearing and then their alter egos, and this happens 3 times. You have Spider-Man and Peter Parker, you got Tony Stark and Iron Man, and then you have Vulture and Michael Keaton there. And like, come on, make Vulture bigger than Iron Man. He's more important than Iron Man. Like, you can barely see Vulture. I feel like a good poster, you kind of have to understand what's going on from, like, even if it's kind of small. Like, you look at it from a decent bit away. Like, you look at movie posters from a decent bit away anyway, right? Except for Infinity War. Infinity War, you kind of have to go up close to see everything. I think that's the point of it, but it's supposed to overwhelm me with its scale. I think I like that about it, but for this one, it's just like, you're too many guys. Just remove Tony Stark, replace him with Vulture. And like, Zendaya's in the poster because she's a big draw, although she's in 3 minutes of the movie in total. She has 10 lines, and then Marisa Tomei and Happy Hogan are like barely there. I feel like they don't need to be in the poster. They just add too much clutter. Like, and where's Ned? They gotta put Ned on the posters. Ned's not on any of the posters, and it upsets me gravely because I feel like Ned's my favorite character, and he deserves some love. And I feel like people don't really care who's on the poster that sort of way once they see like Tom Holland and the bad guy. So yeah, if they're gonna clutter this poster, at least like put Ned in it. Put Ned on the poster. Yeah, that's my rant about Spider-Man Homecoming. I really hate this poster. Spider-Man Homecoming has like a pretty good poster of like Spider-Man and the Vulture and Iron Man's there for some reason, which I hate, but other than that, that poster's really cool, and I feel like they could have just done that. I feel like for a movie is simple and small scale as Spider-Man Homecoming, it doesn't need this big bombastic poster. Something just simple, something like the Vulture and Spider-Man, because that's all you really see the movie for. Next up, we got Spider-Man No Way Home. C tier. I don't know how to feel about this one, because like, in theory it's cool. You got Spider-Man and Strange, which are the 2 very important parts of the movie. Zendaya like actually deserves to be on the poster on this one, but I think my problem with it was to the top of C tier the more I look at it, the less offensive it is. I think my problem with it is the fact of like Ock arms are there. I feel like they're marketing Doctor Octopus way more than like Green Goblin or something, and I feel like Green Goblin shouldn't be like I'm kind of just there. I don't like the fact that Electro, Lizard, and Green Goblin are just there. It's like the person who designing these posters is just like, I gotta make them fit somewhere, man. Like, yeah, I don't get paid enough for this. Like, if it was just Ock Arms and the three guys in the ring, I feel like this would have been like an A tier one, I think. And, like, the fact that they put the Lizard and not Sandman, like, come on, man. Like, I feel like everybody who's seen all the Spider-Man movies like cares way more about Sandman than the Lizard. Who cares about the Lizard? The Lizard's the lamest part of the movie. I feel like the part with Tom Hardy Venom is more exciting than anything that the Lizard does in this movie. Like, they'll put Sandman instead of the Lizard, and this would have been easy S tier. Alright. Next up we have Avengers. A tier. It's iconic. I like the variety of poses. It feels kind of scattered, but it's cool. It gives everybody their space instead of grouping them all near the center. Or like, yeah, grouping like 4 of them near the center and making it so that you can't see all of them. I guess a problem is Captain America's in the back and he's like the main guy next to Iron Man. I feel like they didn't know that yet though. Like in all the future movies, Captain America gets his place. But I feel like they didn't know that back then. But it's iconic, I think, and a pretty good poster. I like this one. Okay. Next up we have The Incredible Hulk, the movie that everybody forgets about, I think. This one's a B tier. I think it does what it needs to do. It doesn't stand out or anything, but I like its simplicity. It's just Edward Norton and the Hulk. And that's all it needs to be. Next up we got Thor. Thor gets to the top of the B tier. I think it does the all the guys thing the best. Like there are only 5 guys on the poster, but they're all Thor's clearly in the center, and they're all separated in this kind of like cool mythological way. It feels otherworldly in a sense. It feels like the light that's separating them is kind of heavenly, and I really like that about the poster. I think that's great. But I don't know. Nothing. It doesn't pop out at you. I think that's the problem. What prevents it from being higher? I think for what it's trying to do, the standard MCU poster fair, it's the best at it, definitely. Okay, we're gonna finish these off with Thor. I think this poster is pretty good. It's the best poster at doing the all the guys thing. I know I just said the first Thor's poster was, but I lied. Because this poster, they're all posed. They're all in the center, but they're all kind of posed in a unique way. Or like Thor gets the shine, but then Hela, you can tell, is obviously the next most important character. The Hulk is also there, and he's important. And Loki's there, and then all the other guys are there. And I really like the colors. Like this, if you go far away, this is the poster that pops out the most, just because of this vibrancy. I think it really reflects well in the movie, and it goes away from the dark, the light bluish color that all the other posters have. Like, if I could describe the MCU in one word, it'd be blue. And then the final one, Thor 2. This one also has too many guys on it, but from far away, I can't see them. I just see Thor and girl, and that's enough. Like, the other guys aren't distracting like they are in other posters. So I think that they did a fine job. I don't really care. Who cares about Thor 2? That sort of way. So yeah, those are the posters. That's my rating. I don't feel like anybody feels strongly about this subject, but if you do, let me know in the comments and stuff. Yeah, that's it. See you guys in the next one. There will be a next one, and if not, and if there isn't a next one soon, just know that you are going to see me again in 6 months. So rest assured knowing that. Farewell.